our Warrior One week. Warrior One week. Our warrior poses in yoga can be so empowering. It can be so humbling. So we'll just bring in all those aspects of a warrior today. The humility of a warrior, the wisdom of a warrior, the patience, the strength, the courage. The doubts that a warrior might face. Just letting it all be here today. And every part of us be here. And as you drop into the breath, just visualize how a warrior would be seated if he or she were in your body. Let the breath come and go. If impatience surfaces, just let your breath ground you and know that we will move soon enough. Our affirmation for our Warrior One shake today is, as I open my heart to embrace life courageously, I am filled with abundant vitality. As I open my heart to embrace life courageously, I am filled with abundant vitality. Our next breath, feel the openness of heart. On the next in-breath, feel the courage, filling your being. And our next breath fills us with vibrant vitality. Bring our hands to prayer position. It looks like we're all seated. So in our seated position, bring those hands in prayer. Our Warrior One is a shoulder opener. It's a little hip opener. It's supportive of our lymphatic system because we bring those arms up overhead, allowing the lymph nodes to move. Here in prayer, let's press our thumb and our pinkies together. Maybe notice below the armpits on the side body. Notice if we feel just a little bit of rebound. It's kind of where the lymph nodes like to hang out in that area of the body. Now release any effort with the thumb and the pinky. Let the palms just rest together. And press the pinky and the thumb back together. Active hands. Kind of waking up those lymph nodes, ushering in that vitality of our immune system. In your next out breath, relax the palms. On your in breath, bring the palms together up overhead. Yeah, let the shoulders rest on the back. The shoulder blades kind of slide down. Maybe the elbows bend a little bit as those shoulder blades slide down the back. Now let's bring those palms apart. Feel the shoulders, the outer shoulders kind of drop a little bit. And this is kind of where we have our arms in a classical Virabhadrasana 1. It's kind of out apart. Maybe we try from here to turn those pinkies towards each other. Not big time, not like a mega pinky turn, but just like a tiny micro turn, those pinkies turning towards one another. Maybe feel, again, that side body under the armpit, activate just a smidge. And now we'll let those palms come apart just naturally. Maybe the thumbs kind of come towards one another. Flip the palms out towards the side of the body. And then bring those pinkies back to kind of turn towards each other. Not a lot, just a little. Just flip those palms out again. Shoulders might be tiring a little. The side of the body under those armpits. It's warming up on the energetic and physiological level. Flip those palms back towards each other. The fingertips, those pinkies kind of turn inward towards one another. And now let's rest the hands, letting them float down to the lap, relaxing shoulders, rolling them up, back, and down, bringing our awareness to the tip of our nose and softening our gaze. Nice job, ladies. Maybe notice the beating of your heart. Just that little movement increases the heart rate. Let's bring our arms out like a T. Yeah. Let's exhale and bring the gaze across to the right, fingertips. And then any comfort level with those shoulders. Maybe you want those palms up high or down low. Kind of let those shoulder blades in the shoulders be your guide. We'll exhale to bring the left hand, or that gaze towards that left hand. And then gaze over towards the right again. Gaze over towards the left. And then bring the gaze to the front. Let's bring those arms up overhead again. Let those shoulder blades float down the back, turn the pinkies towards one another. And then visualize that warrior spirit within, completely dignified and embodied here in our practice today. Exhale, bring hands to the heart space. We'll relax our hands here and let's chant Om a single time together. And then an invocation for this moving meditation, Thursday, loving kindness. So glad that we're all here together. You're gonna all make me cry. Hope you know how much I love these warriors. Let's exhale. Inhale, draw the breath in. Exhale. As you're ready, let that warrior spirit moving in this vessel that is your body come up to tabletop. Offering any movements on the way. Maybe you want a downward facing dog, or maybe you want a little side plank or a child's pose, or maybe you want to stand and then climb the table. So we'll be here in about 5 breaths. So give yourself 5 breaths to kind of wiggle into this new orientation, calibrating the energy and our focus and our awareness. We're moving with awareness, right? That's something we move all day, many of us. But with yoga, we kind of have enhanced awareness around those movements. So as we move today, maybe just reminding ourselves that we're moving with a little more awareness than if we were just kind of unloading the dishwasher and bending over to pick up a stray sock or something. Our movements are intentional and they're mindful. So let your next mindful movement bring you to tabletop here together, our collective table, our collective warrior spirit energy embodied in our tabletops together. Our hands pressed down, the knees and maybe hip width distance apart, maybe wider or narrower. And let's drop the belly and lift the heart for cow. And then we'll exhale to round the belly, tucking that pelvis, chin to chest, cat. Maybe pause here, maybe sway the energy and the weight side to side in the hands, where those shoulder blades kind of move a little. The space on either side of the upper spine. Get a little bit of movement. And now let's bring ourselves to stillness and drop the belly, tilting the pelvis, bringing the heart up. Oh, the chin kind of lift away from the chest and feel maybe an opening across the front of the throat. And then as you're ready, let's tuck back into cat pose, pressing earth away, breathing in and out. Inhale to neutral. Flat back, let's curl our toes under and then up and back to downward facing dog. Maybe it's our first downward facing dog today or in a week or maybe a month or a season. So let ourselves come into it with awareness. Maybe the feet are wide, maybe they're narrower. And then let those hands press into the floor, the chest reaching for the thighs. Let's breathe in And out, exhale. Maybe the heels come to the ground, maybe they don't. It really can have, there's a lot that can contribute to where those heels come in this shape. So don't fixate on that, but allow them to come to the floor if they're able to. Let's breathe in. Exhale, lower down the knees again. And then let's walk those hands towards the knees. Let's rise up into a high kneel. Knees on the floor, hands above the head. And with those hands above the head, keep them apart. And then turn those pinkies towards one another. Kind of notice what happens in the upper shoulders and the neck and the back of the shoulders and in that little abode for the lymph nodes underneath the armpits on the side body. Breathe in. And now let's exhale, bring the palms to shine towards the sky. So we kind of, the hands might look like kind of flat as if we had a tray on the hands. Just kind of opening up the backs of the wrists. Breathe in and out. And then let's exhale, bring those fingertips towards the wrists as if we're kind of folding those fingertips downward. And then come into a neutral hand. Forearm relaxes. And let's bring the hands to the floor, relaxing the shoulders and the back and the side body. Let's sway the hips side to side. Noticing how that feels in the outer hip and honoring the outer hip today, the outer glutes. And now let's bring the right foot between the hands. The left knee is down, the top of the left foot's on the ground. Let's inhale, rise up to Anjaneyasana. Yeah. And now bring those pinkies to shine towards one another, kind of rotating those shoulders inward. This is an internal rotation on the shoulders. Let's flip the palms out to the side, a little external rotation. And then flip the fingertips towards each other, just rotating through the entire arm bones. Flip those palms back out to the side, breathe in. And now exhale, sweep the hands down. Let's frame the foot, curl the toes of that left foot under. Let's come into a folded crescent. So the heels lifted on the left foot. Bowing here, this humility of a warrior. The courage is bubbling up inside. Breathe in. And now let's exhale, step the left foot forward and come all the way to rise. Maybe in victory, maybe saying the Sanskrit word Jai, which means victory. And exhale, bring those hands in front of the heart. Relaxing the shoulders. Let's press the thumbs and the pinkies together, activating that side body. It's really subtle. Really, really subtle. So maybe give ourselves a few breaths to notice where we feel the rebound of the thumbs and the pinkies pressing together actively. Breathe in. Out. Nice breath. Really nice job, ladies. Let's let those hands rest at the side and sweep them back upwards towards the sky. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Let's bring that right foot back and then lower that right knee down. Coming into our low lunge, top of that right foot on the floor. And then we'll inhale to rise up into our low lunge. Really good. Now this time, let's bring our arms out like a Y. So arms are out like a Y. Again, getting this lymphatic system moving. We'll bring those elbows towards the hips like a W. Yes. And then let's inhale back to Y. Good. Exhale down to W. And inhale to Y. Our gaze softens as we exhale down, those elbows to the hips. Yes. And with those elbows towards the hips, bring them together. The palms and elbows meet in front of us, and then lift those elbows in front of the shoulders. We'll pause here, breathing in and out. Pressing the thumb and the pinky together now. Maybe you notice that rebound maybe in the traps, the side of the neck. Breathe in. And now exhale, release those hands to frame the front foot, curl the back toes under. Let's mindfully move into a humble crescent. The right leg is straight. Maybe our blocks support us as we bow over this front left leg. Opening our heart to embrace life courageously. Breathe in. Exhale, let the breath leave the body. And now let's rise up. Maybe you say the Sanskrit word Jai, victory. Breathe in. Let's exhale, bring those hands to the side. And as you're ready with mindfulness, let's step that right foot forward to meet the left, moving a block out of the way if you're like me, grounding the feet. Breathe in and out. In and out. And now inhale, sweep the arms to the sky, relaxing shoulders, shoulder blades, bend the knees. Exhale, tuck the pelvis into Utkatasana, that chair pose. Utkatasana means power. Utkatasana is power pose. So let that warrior spirit align with the power that you have in your physical body. Aligning our energetic and our physical power together here. Uniting our mind, our body, and our spirit. Let's exhale, fold forward, letting the legs straighten, coming into Uttanasana. Breathe in and out. Now let's bend the knees, let's rise up to Tadasana. And let's just flow through a forward fold and a rise. Let's exhale to fold. Move at your own pace. You can spend 2 breaths, 1 breath, 3 breaths in each shape, just rising up and down, connecting breath with movement. They're kind of like a flushing action here, getting things flowing. We've been getting those lymph nodes awakened. Now we're going to help them to flow and to move, supporting that abundant vitality within. Nice job. Let's meet in mountain pose whenever you arrive there. Really nice. Mindful mountain pose. Let's breathe in. Exhale to shift the weight into that right foot. And then when you're ready, let's step that left foot back. The ball of the foot grounds. Maybe the foot is angled just a little bit towards that long edge, and then lower that heel. And then bend that front knee a little bit or a lot. And find yourself in an expression of warrior one. Maybe bring awareness to the hips. Maybe bring that right hip back just a little. And maybe drop into the front of that left leg, the quad. Maybe feel the knee. And then feel the calf and the heel ground. The energy grounding from the heel up towards the foot, towards that glute. Now pay attention to that right leg and feel the knee bend. You can bend a lot or a little, but feel the toes on the floor, the heel, the toe pads. And now lift the toes off the floor with that right foot and then ground the toes. And then as you're ready, bring the arms up overhead. The shoulder blades rest, relax the side of the neck, relax the top of the shoulders. And now maybe you turn those pinkies towards one another. And you feel some expansion across the side of the neck, across the top of the shoulders, and the shoulder blades behind the heart. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathing in and out. As I open my heart to embrace life courageously, I'm filled with abundant vitality. As I open my heart to embrace life courageously, I am filled with abundant vitality. Now let's exhale to let those arms rest at the side body. Nice job, ladies. And now straighten that front leg. Sending us into this stable position for our pyramid. Maybe we bend that front knee and step that left foot forward a little bit. We're going to hinge here. So maybe that left foot is down or the left foot's back. Maybe it's closer than it was from our warrior one. Give yourself a moment to kind of feel into where you're going to feel stable. Maybe you bring your arms up overhead. And this is where we mindfully hinge forward. Let the heart hover over the earth. Feel the heart open. Let's bring our arms out to the side, really expanding in the front of the body, and the back of the body expands as well. Nice variations, ladies. Breathe in. And now let's exhale, bring the hands down, maybe on the shin. Maybe the right hand comes on the inside of that right leg. Let's bring the left arm to sky. If you want, open that foot up a little wider towards the long edge, finding Trikonasana. Triangle pose. Left hand to sky, right hand can be down, or maybe it's on the thigh. Breathe in. And now let's exhale, bring the left hand back towards that right leg, right hand comes down, and let's bend that knee, let's rise up. Nice, inhale. And now exhale, step the left foot forward, shaking out the knees and bringing the hands down to the side body, Tadasana. Inhale, bring arms up to sky. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Let's inhale to step ourselves back into plank pose, giving yourself a breath here in plank. You can sway side to side. You can kind of feel into the hips and the hands. Maybe those kneecaps are active and they pull towards the hips. Breathe in. Now lower down the knees, our chest and our chin. Pausing here at our Ashtangasana, our 8-point pose. And now let's lower the thighs, let the belly come to the floor. We hover the hands as we lift the heart. Adjust so those low ribs are on the ground. Maybe the hands hover, like I said, if you can rest. See if you can relax the shoulders. Breathe in and out. And now let's lower down the elbows, the forearms to the ground. The elbows can be in front of the shoulders or they can be stacked under the shoulders. Kind of whatever feels best on that low back. The palms can shine towards one another or they can be flat on the ground. This kind of varies the shoulders depending on where the palms are. Let's breathe in. And then exhale, lower down, coming onto the stomach. Let the hands come to the floor. We can rest the forehead on the hands. Breathe in. And now exhale, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Let's press up and back, finding child's pose. And if child's pose isn't in your practice, then come into maybe puppy pose with the hips over the knees. The hands are walked forward. And if puppy pose doesn't feel great today, maybe you find downward facing dog. But giving ourselves a moment to kind of come home to ourselves. There's a more supportive shape in child's pose for you, then give that to yourself. Breathe in and out. And in. And then we'll exhale, bring ourselves to table from wherever we're at, lower down if you're in downward facing dog, rise up if you're in child's pose or puppy, breathe in. And now let's exhale, finding the hands on the floor, inhale up to plank. And then we'll move through a cobra as we lower down the knees, the chest, and the chin. Then inhale up to cobra, Bhujangasana. And then let's exhale back to downward facing dog, Adho Krishnasana. Breathe in and out. Another breath in. And then we'll exhale to glance between the hands, then step that left foot forward, bending the left knee a little bit or a lot. And then stepping that right foot forward so the toes maybe face towards the outer edge of the mat and the heel can lift. Let's lift up first, rising with the heart in the chest. And then when you feel stable, I'm going to check out that right leg. Lower the heel down, seeing how that feels on the right leg. And always knowing that in your lunging poses, you can have the feet kind of wide apart so they can be like wide, like shoulders, they can be closer together. If they're wider, you feel a little more stable. So give yourself that option and that awareness that, oh, I can move my feet wider apart on my mat. I can bring them closer together. I'm speaking like side to side, like train tracks. The train tracks can be wide or they can be narrow. So feel into your feet, feel into those hips. Then as you're ready, maybe that left hip goes back, the right hip comes forward. Feel the energy through the heel of the right foot, through the knee, through the hip. Ground the left toes, the toe pads. Then lift the toes, ground the toes. And then whenever you're ready, let's bring those arms up overhead. Create some space between the ears and the base of the neck. And now the base of the neck and the shoulders. Maybe you pay attention to that pelvis. Maybe you tuck it just a little more than it was a breath ago. And then if you're ready, and if you'd like to add it to your practice, you can turn those pinkies towards each other. It might be really subtle. It doesn't have to be much. You don't always have to go hard or go home, right? Often it's those little nuances that can speak to us the most. As I open my heart to embrace life courageously, I'm filled with abundant vitality. As I open my heart to embrace life courageously, I am filled with abundant vitality. Let's exhale to straighten that front leg. Our next exhale, we can bring those hands down to the side. And then we're going to hinge halfway into that pyramid. So maybe now is where you kind of bend that front knee. You can step that right foot forward. If you need to, you can bend that knee a little less. And then maybe we bring arms up overhead or out like a T. And then let's exhale. Just straighten that leg as much as we're able to as we hinge forward into Ardha Parsvottanasana. Inhale and exhale. Sometimes we have to go deep inside that pyramid to find those jewels and treasure. And I feel like this shape always reminds me that we don't always find what we're looking for on the surface. Sometimes it's deep within. So giving ourselves a patience in the stillness to discover those gems of the pyramid. Now let's exhale. Maybe bring hands to the thighs or to the shins. Maybe you fold a little more into this shape, surrendering here, Parsvottanasana. And then exhale to bring that left hand on the inside of that left leg. If you need to, bend the front leg a little bit. Maybe you open the right foot more towards the long edge and then straighten that left leg if you want to bring the right arm up to the side for Trikonasana. And this is a really big heart opener. Imagine that shoulder kind of reaching back, the right shoulder reaching back, the left reaching back. Breathing in and out. In and out. One more breath in. Now exhale, bring the right hand towards the left hand. Let's bend the left knee a little bit. Maybe pivot onto the ball of the right foot if you're not there already. And then lower those hands down to frame the foot. Step that left foot back. Inhale into plank pose. Tucking the pelvis here in our plank. Hands press into the floor. Now lower down the knees, the tops of the feet, the chin and the chest. Inhale. And then exhale to lower the belly, lower the legs. And let's come into our Sphinx pose. The elbows can rest under the shoulders or maybe in front of the shoulders. Lifting the heart and the gaze, softening the glutes. The back is active and the heart opens. Maybe drop into an embrace of a courageous life by softening the gaze and maybe bringing awareness to the heart. Exhale, maybe lower down all the way to the floor. Inhale. And then exhale, bring your hands under the shoulders. We'll press up and back, either to child's pose, to puppy pose, or to downward facing dog. So wherever you're headed, just do so mindfully. Everybody wants the warrior to do something. Get up. Be like us. Join the chaos, they cry. But the warrior just sits. Awareness on the breath. Mindful. And full of courage in the face of fear. Let's inhale to glance up with those hands. Exhale to rock forward to table. And then inhale to step the left foot forward and then the right. And then we'll exhale to remain folded here. Maybe bring the hands to the hips and pinch those shoulder blades together. Maybe the hands interlace and reach for the sky. Just pinch the shoulder blades together. Maybe you bring arms out like a T and you pinch them. Just going to pinch that space behind the heart, opening up the front of the heart. And then we'll exhale to bring hands below us. Maybe finding opposite shoulders. Our elbows may be stacked on top of each other. Maybe we find opposite elbows and hang in our forward fold. And now let's really slowly bend the knees and begin to rise. Open up the arms. The back of the heart open, the front of the heart open. Maybe reaching hands to sky, feeling the eyes open. And then exhale, bring hands to the heart space. Breathe in. Exhale, grounding the feet, grounding the body in our mountain pose. Draw another breath in. And then exhale, let's sit down, Utkatasana. We'll be tucking that pelvis mindfully. Hands can be in prayer. You can press those thumbs and pinkies together. Maybe you bring arms up overhead and turn those pinkies towards one another. So just let your body guide you. Let your energy guide you. Breathe in and out. One more breath in. Now let's exhale to ground that right foot. And with all the strength we have, let's really gracefully and mindfully step that left foot back, the ball of the left foot, and then the left heel comes down. We lift the heart and we come into warrior one from our chair. Bend the right knee a lot or a little. The left heel can be down. Maybe it feels better for you to come into a crescent, and that's okay. Our warrior one is a kind of a big hip opener. It doesn't really maybe look like it compared to other hip openers like our warrior two or our pigeon, but we're still rotating that hip socket. So be mindful of that hip. Let's breathe in and out. Virabhadrasana one. And let's exhale to fold forward. Maybe bring hands behind the back, interlace the hands, coming into our humble warrior. Exhale. I believe that it's the humility that separates the amazing warriors from just the so-so warriors. Having that humility to know that we are really not in control of anything. Knowing that we can only do so much. Breathing in and out. Let's exhale to release the hands. The hands come out gently and softly. And then we'll exhale to maybe frame the foot or bring the hands to blocks. Let's press up, rising back into that Virabhadrasana one. As I open my heart to embrace life courageously, I am filled with abundant vitality. Breathe in. Now exhale to bring the hands to the hips. Let's straighten that front leg again. Hinge at the waist coming into our pyramid pose. Parsvottanasana. You can adjust this length between the heel of the back foot and the heel of the front foot. Folding all the way, maybe halfway into your pyramid. And now when you're ready, bring both hands to blocks, and maybe one. Bend that front knee, and let's rise up into maybe a Virabhadrasana 3. Maybe you keep that left foot, that left toe on the ground, or maybe you bring it high. You can have hands on blocks. Allowing yourself to feel completely secure here in your warrior 3. Breathe in. Really nice, guys. And let's bring the left foot to meet the right, coming into a forward fold. And then after that fold, let's breathe in and rise all the way up to our mountain pose. Maybe arms are out like a Y, and they come down to the side or in prayer. Let it be your own. Breathe in. Exhale, fold it forward, Uttanasana, all the way down to the floor. And then we'll inhale to step it back to plank pose, Halakasana. Breathing out and in. Nice. Really mindful movements. Lower down the knees, tops of the feet, the chest and the chin. Ashtangasana. Ashtanga means 8. Our 8 points of contact at the tops of the feet, the knees, the chest, the chin, and the hands. Feel those points of contact. And then when you're ready, let's inhale, lower the belly, lower the legs, lift the heart. Maybe you come into full cobra with the hands pressed down, shoulder blades resting. Or maybe you're in a little baby cobra. Breathe in and out. And then exhale. When you're ready, press back to downward facing dog or child's pose. And give yourself 2 breaths here. Whenever you're ready, glance up at the hands, and we'll step the left foot forward. Bring the ball of the right foot to the floor. We'll rise up, lifting the heart, chest. And then when you're ready, lower that right heel down just as much as you need to, finding your base. And then any variation for those Virabhadrasana 1 arms. Maybe those pinkies turn towards each other. Maybe you decide to bring the hands in prayer above the head and press the thumb and the pinkies together. Dropping into the front knee as much as you want. Breathe in and out. As I open my heart to embrace life courageously, I am filled with abundant vitality. Let's exhale to fold forward and maybe bring hands to the opposite elbows behind the back. Any expression of your humble warrior. Knowing that we're all connected and we're all here because of each other's efforts. We are all connected. Namapada Hasta Virabhadrasana. Humble warrior. Inhale. And now let's exhale, release those hands. If they're not released already. Frame that front foot. Exhale to turn onto the ball. The back foot, send the left foot back. Hands plant. The heels reach back. The crown of the head reaches forward. Now let's lower down the knees. That's 4. So the hands are 2. Now the knees are 4. Tops of the feet, that's 6. The chest is 7 and the chin is 8. 8-angle pose, Ashtangasana. Breathe in, feel all those points of contact. Exhale, lower the belly, lower the thighs. Let's bring those elbows down, coming to Sphinx pose. Really sighing here. Kind of arriving and landing in Sphinx. Soften the gaze, bring those elbows as far out in front as you need to. Letting the body come to the earth and ground. Let's exhale to lower down onto the chest. And maybe we turn and leave a cheek on the floor. Maybe the forehead is on the ground on the hand. Let's bring the right heel towards the right glute if you want. You can find that foot with the hand. Opening up the front of that leg just a little. And if you can't reach it, you can use a strap or just let the hand be on the side and just let that right heel just kind of drape towards the glute. You're going to lower that right leg nice and long. Breathe into the belly, feel the stomach press into the floor. And then exhale, bring that left heel towards the left glute. If you want, you can bind the foot with the left hand. Just hold the foot and maybe encourage that foot, that heel towards the glute. If that's too much of a reach, just let the hands rest and let that foot just kind of dangle, but kind of press the heel in the direction of the glute. Let's exhale to lower down that left leg. Breathe in. Exhale to extend one arm long underneath the head and then allow yourself to kind of roll to one side, letting that bicep, that arm be like a pillow. Let's pause on one side for just a moment or two. And now let's exhale to make our way onto our back. When you get to your back, maybe bring those knees into the chest and rock side to side. You can stay here. Maybe you come into happy baby with your hands on the side of your feet, on the big toes. You can make your way into legs extended as if you have legs up the wall. So just maybe move into whatever shape your body kind of informs you to go towards. I know you've all been practicing yoga for so long, so kind of see if there's something that, oh, this might be perfect right here after these warrior ones. Happy baby, your knees to the chest, legs to the sky. Maybe you find a butterfly. You kind of come into a more rotation of the hips than that warrior one offered. Allowing a little bit of completion to your practice here. And then when you're ready, come into Shavasana. And allow yourself to drift into complete effortlessness. There's nothing to change, there's nowhere to go. Soften the eyelids, soften the pinkies, and soften those thumbs. Maybe draw the awareness of breath to the heels, and then trace the breath up the sides of the legs, the sides of the hips, the sides of the body, up along that lymph node area that we give so much awareness to today. And let the breath float out through the palms. Resting here in Shavasana. Feeling the back body on the floor. The open heart towards the sky. The back of the heart hovering over the floor and resting into the ground. I'm going to chant Om 3 times to kind of usher us into this total absorption of our practice. Om. 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 Now visualizing that warrior spirit in your body. Say to that spirit, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be courageous. May you be filled with vibrant vitality. May you be loved. Feel those words directed at your warrior spirit, absorbed in your energy. And now visualize the warrior spirit of someone that you hold dear. Maybe it's someone in this class or someone in your household or in your pen palace. Visualize that warrior spirit and say to that warrior spirit, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be courageous. May you be filled with vibrant vitality. May you be loved. And now visualize someone that maybe you see in passing. Maybe imagine the person that wove the thread for the clothes that you're wearing. Maybe the person that packaged the yoga mat that you practice on. You'll never see them, but they're influencing you right now. Visualize their warrior spirit and say to that warrior spirit, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be courageous. May you be filled with vibrant vitality. May you be loved. Feel that connection to these people that we may never, ever meet, but whose efforts impact us greatly every single day. The materials for the home that we live in, our modes of transportation, the clean water that we drink. That's the humility of a warrior. Now let's visualize all of us in this room. Every warrior spirit, say to each warrior spirit, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be courageous. May you be filled with vibrant vitality. May you be loved. Shanti. Namaste.